So I guess I'll just ask the question, right? So the way I see it, the reason why I like keep eating eggs, and I don't really feel like a need to commit all the way is so first of all, this is my criteria when it comes to judging consumer responsibility versus uh like who's responsible for like what happens, right? So if I were to let me just give you a hypothetical to like lay out the groundwork. So um anyone can answer this. So if you guys, so you know how Valentine's Day is coming up, right? And let's say you want to order like a cake through Uber Eats or something, right? And let's say the delivery driver on the way to your house, like picks up the cake, but on the way to it, he like runs over like some animals and he hits like a child or something like that. Let's just say that happens, right? And then when he gets you the cake, whatever you bought, he brought it to you. That's part of the process, but are you responsible for like what he did or no? I was just wondering what you guys thought about that.
No, because it's an accident and it's not entailed by the process of delivering something. You don't have to drive through like a preschool in order to like deliver a package, right? It's not entailed that you're going to kill a bunch of kids when you deliver the package.
Wait, hold
You
on. Let
could.
me give me 1 second. I'm not trying to cut you off. There's something outside. Hold on. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Say it again.
Oh, I was just saying, no, you wouldn't be responsible. Like, okay, so I kind of understand where your argument is coming from, but like the issue with your hypothetical is that you can deliver a package, right, without driving over a bunch of people or animals, right? It's actually the norm that packages get delivered without that happening. Most
Yep.
packages that doesn't happen, right? But it could, and if it did, you wouldn't be responsible because it would be a genuine accident. Um, in the case of animal products, though, milk and eggs, everything that's entailed in the process is like pretty horrific abuse. I would say that like it's the bulk of the animal industry abuse, right? There's the slaughterhouses, right, that kill all the animals, right? But the dairy and egg chickens end up at the same slaughterhouses as well. They just have to go through additional suffering, additional torture before they end up there.
Right, right. But to add to what I said previously is I would say I'm not like you said, I would say I'm not responsible because like you said, harm was not necessary. So therefore whoever did the harm
Well, no,
is
in the
responsible.
case of milk and eggs, it's absolutely entailed in the process. There's no way around it. Like that's the difference, right? Do you understand what's entailed, like what's just like standard industry practice in the egg industry and in the milk industry?
No, I know that happens, but it's just this is where I'm getting at. So like what's it called? If you do realize what you said is that technically
Wait, say,
you
say,
could
say, say,
actually
hold on. You're not understanding.
yeah.
You're not understanding, right? So the difference is with eggs and with dairy, it's necessary to harm and to make these individuals suffer for you to get those products. Wherein if somebody is driving food to you, they don't have to like run over a squirrel or like whatever the fuck for that to happen. Like it can be like suffering can be avoided in them delivering food to you. Whereas with the dairy and egg industry, suffering is inherent to it. It is necessitated by the industry. Do you understand?
No, I know no yeah, I know what you're trying to say,
So
but so let me just
you cannot reject like the causal chain. You are a part of it. It's
no
inherent
no
in paying for this stuff.
wait no, this is what I'm trying to get at. So this is the way I see it. So when because like let's go back to the example previously. So because it could have been done another way, therefore whoever did it is responsible, right? That's how I view it, right? Okay. But you guys say that it's necessary, but I mean it's not necessary at all to put chickens in a blender because out in the wildlife, like chickens just how do you get an egg? They just
It is
poop it out.
necessary. How do you get a bunch of eggs for people to sell and have? Why do you think that? Do you think that you can just let chickens lay around and naturally lay eggs and breed and you'll have like eggs to eat? Because that's not how it works. The reason why the industry exists to provide you eggs.
Yeah.
The reason why there are people with backyard chickens, right, that lay a bunch of eggs for them, is because there's an industry that they bought those chickens from in the first place. The industry sets the standard for how many chickens exist in the world and how at a time, basically, because they're constantly breeding and slaughtering them. So
Right.
the blender process is necessary so that you have because there's two different breeds of chickens. There's broiler chickens and there's egg laying chickens. The broiler chickens are genetically modified to be as fat and large as possible. They get really fat and big so fast that they break their own legs and they can't even support their own weight. They're slaughtered as like babies, but they grow so fast that you can't tell that they're babies when they get slaughtered. And then you have egg-laying chickens, which are genetically modified over thousands of years of selective breeding to, instead of lay 1 or 2 eggs per month, they lay 1 or 2 eggs per day, which is just an insane strain on their body. It's an insane, like, imagine a human woman having 2 periods a day, right? It's
Yep.
insane. So the best thing to do if we have chickens at all is to give them contraception. That's what we do at animal sanctuaries. When chickens get rescued, you don't keep taking eggs from them. If anything, you do what you can to reduce the amount of eggs that they lay. So there's strategies to do that. There's contraception. There's leaving a clutch behind. There's a lot of different things that you can do in order to make sure that chickens don't lay as many eggs. But if that's an interest of yours, if you want chickens to have a decent life, you're not going to have like an egg industry.
Wait, so what I'm kind of hearing from you is that you're basically saying that you're basically saying is that you know what happens though. That's basically your point. It is like, so when I buy an egg, even though I'm not paying for harm, like all you have to do to get an egg is just pick it up. You really, like, going back to the Uber Eats example, you really don't have to kill them. You really don't have to rape or harm or do any of that stuff. Like clearly out in the wild, they just pop it out, right? And you
It,
just
it
pick it up.
doesn't. Yeah, but you're not getting eggs from the wild. You're getting eggs from a factory farm.
No, I know, but like I said, so okay, so let me explain why I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat because like it is impossible for you not to commit harm to the animal. You have to inflict harm to the animal. You have to kill it. You
Yes.
have to hurt it.
What
Yeah,
we're saying
it is
is it's the
literally
same.
impossible.
I don't know how you don't understand, right? Like, okay, so
Let's
you
take the
don't.
best case scenario. Say it's like, let's say I have backyard chickens of my own, right?
Yeah,
Let's say I did some ALF shit. I broke into a factory farm. I cut the fence, broke in there with like black ski mask on, all black clothes, snuck in like a ninja, and then came out with like 5 chickens. And I'm gonna take care of them. I'm gonna give them like a little coop to live in, and they're gonna have shit to like chill in there. It's gonna be comfy. I give them a good life, right? I
yeah.
rescued them. So you might think like, oh, maybe like I'm entitled to take some of their eggs. No, I'm not. They don't owe me anything for me rescuing them. I don't have to take any of their eggs. If anything, what I can do is give them contraception so that they have a decent life, right? Now there's no eggs being laid, right? That's if you have like any interest for chickens' well-being, you don't have an egg industry.
No, I see what
There's
you mean,
there's
but
one more thing I want to say as well. Um,
yeah,
like you're right in that there is like what you're pointing out is like it's not impossible for like a chicken somewhere to just like pop out an egg and like you didn't have to like force breed that chicken or whatever. Like you think that's possible? Let's say like it's not, but let's say like that is real. It would still entail creating a factory farming industry in order for like this to be profitable. Like you cannot run a business on waiting around for a chicken to pop out an egg, right? You have to commodify them. You're gonna have to forcibly inseminate them. You're gonna have to kill the baby chickens, the male baby chickens who are not gonna lay eggs for you because they're useless, right? They're not bred to lay eggs,
Remember, there's 2 breeds,
and
right?
they're
Two
and
breeds of chickens.
true, and they're not bred to grow for meat either. So, like, if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, which they are, that's what we're discussing. We're discussing economics. They're going to kill those chickens. They're going to forcibly inseminate the ones that they need to reproduce more eggs because at the end of the day, they care about profit incentive. And when you do that, you're not concerned with the suffering or quality of life of these animals, right? So this is what we
oh,
mean by
right.
like it's an industry, right? It's to maximize your profit incentive. It necessitates harming, commodifying, artificially inseminating, and culling male baby chickens, right? It's inherent to it. So for the same
Oh,
reason you
oh,
don't eat meat, you shouldn't eat these things either.
no, no, hold on. So I think so it seems like the 3 points you brought up are: one, it's unnecessary to eat eggs, right? Two, it's necessary to do that, right? Because it's a harm that happens in the process of production, right? And three, that harm is necessary to support the collective, right? That's basically what you're getting at if you really think about it. Those 3 points, right?
Yes,
Right.
Correct.
that's a good
Yes.
way of
All right.
distilling it.
Don't take this. Remember, I'm agnostic. I'm not a troll. Do not take this as a tu quo qui or as like a nirvana fallacy. It's not. Doesn't that mean? Don't you think that logic applies to child slavery? Because you know that Apple uses child slaves. You know that, right? And in order to buy an iPad, they have quotas and stuff and all that stuff to meet to make Apple watches and TVs. How does that logic not apply to that as well? Same thing with like plane tickets. I'm willing to bet everyone here takes like trips to like New York or like Santa Fe or something, right?
So
Yeah,
I no longer
yeah.
do this, right? Like you can choose to stop doing things like taking planes. It's bad for the environment.
There are also
Yeah.
vegans who are like more right wing who will say, if you don't support these industries, then those people are out of a job. So it's people call it slave labor here, but really it's like underpaid child labor. Um, that's a more accurate description. So like, yeah, it's not a good working condition, but if you get rid of that job, right, and they can't work there, then it's possible they might have to find a job somewhere else that's even more abusive.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean that you're supporting it though? If that
Well,
logic you just told me?
Sades.
Yeah, you would if I'm just presenting, I'm saying like there's multiple ways that a vegan could address this argument,
Yeah.
right?
So
But there's not like one, like I don't know if you're asking for like a vegan, like the vegan position on that, right?
I have
No,
Obviously,
I'll
no.
just I want answers. I can just answer your question, dude. Like these things are avoidable,
Yeah.
right? Like just as like we're encouraging you to avoid buying eggs and dairy, right? These things are avoidable. You can there are companies that create ethically sourced and sustainable phones, for example. You don't have to support Apple. You can buy secondhand clothing. You do not have to support child labor, right? Like all of these things are avoidable.
So
I'm
by that
sorry.
logic, that means
Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh
Go ahead. Go ahead. By that logic,
no,
what?
by that logic, doesn't that mean that you're okay with people buying like ethically like sourced eggs that are nice? If you're gonna say,
Okay.
well, you can
So
buy 90%
listen.
iPhones.
describe what that looks like.
Exactly. What?
Yeah,
Tell me. Sure. Right. Well, ethically
you mean
sourced eggs.
vegan eggs?
Sure. What are
You
you
mean like
talking about?
eggs from egg
What is an ethically
complaints?
sourced egg? Like, tell me the process of how I would acquire an ethically sourced egg.
No, okay, because what you just said is that well, you don't have to buy it from like really like evil, like bad corporations where
Yes.
they exploit the
So
workers.
what
You can do it.
Which is
corporations?
all of them.
What corporations sell you ethically sourced eggs? Please. Or like just even you don't even have to tell me a specific corporation. Just please explain the process of this to me. How do they avoid artificial insemination in a capitalist business which is scaled to the max for profit incentive because that is in the interest of a business? How do they avoid not culling male chickens who cannot be eaten for food and who do not produce eggs, right? Because the express purpose of a business is to increase profit incentive, right? This is why I'm still like what we're telling you is like I would love for this concept to exist, but it cannot, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna have a shit business.
Well, it does. They're vegan eggs. Like you
Well,
can get
that's
ethically
not the
sourced
same thing,
vegan
right?
eggs.
What do you mean ethically
Wait,
sourced vegan
let me
eggs?
answer.
Are you talking
Let
about
me answer.
Vegan
plant-based
eggs,
eggs? Are you joking right now?
No,
obviously.
Okay,
hold on.
don't
Can
Yes.
I
joke
answer?
to this person like they're completely lost right now.
I'm joking. I'm not.
Okay.
Wait, let me answer. Wait, so no, but you just said that these things are avoidable. You could. Did you not say
You
previously that you could get like?
cannot. Okay, dude. Yes, I did, and then I gave you specific examples. I said you don't have to fly on a plane. I said you can buy secondhand clothing. You don't have to buy, or you don't have to support child labor. You don't have to buy an iPhone. You can buy ethically sourced phones, right? I didn't say you could do it with eggs. You are saying that. So you tell me how you can avoid that.
No. Okay, no. What I'm so no, hold on. No. What I'm saying here is that wait. So you're saying that if it was done in a nice way, it would be
It
okay to buy from
cannot
there, right?
be though, right? Sure, like in some like dreamy unicorn shitting fucking rainbows world, yeah. If it could be possible, yes. It is not possible, right? And I've explained why. It's because business interest express purpose is to maximize profit incentive. That entails culling baby chickens. That entails inseminating mother chickens, etc., etc., etc. It's just the nature of it. Now, if you're saying that there
Wait,
exists, listen, if you're saying that there exists producers of eggs, right? That these things don't, uh, uh, um, these things do not what word am I fucking forgetting right now?
Happen.
Apply to, right?
Occur.
Yeah, that these things do not apply to. Tell us about it. We aren't aware. You're saying that if this exists, it would be good, right? Sure. Does it exist? Are you suggesting that it does?
no. Just let me. Could you answer the question? So you're saying that if there did exist an industry from that, you wouldn't tell off vegetarians. You would just say, oh, it's
Dude,
okay. Go ahead, eat
yes.
those eggs.
If if let's say like
Vegan eggs exist. There's plant eggs that you can buy, and yeah, those exist, and those are ethical, right? You can buy those.
so if the process didn't entail the suffering of animals, the commodification of animals, the objectification of animals, right? Then sure.
Yep.
So what is this? Where should I buy these eggs? Tell me.
No. I was just literally, I was just trying to follow your logic where it leads. So it's like, so you're not against people eating eggs as long as they're done nicely. Basically, that's what you're saying. If you really think about what you just said with
Uh-huh.
the
But that doesn't
ethically sourced
exist.
bones.
So like
No, I get, no, I
it's
get
like
that. You
it's
keep,
like
but no, hold on.
it's
No, no,
trivial.
no. Let me finish, bro. So I know you're gonna keep repeating that. I get that. But what I'm saying is,
I've
if
also
that did
repeated
exist,
that. Yes, I
you
did say
have a point with
this.
that.
Yes, I've already affirmed it like 15 times as well. So yeah, what's the next point?
Okay, no, just okay, no, okay. So what it sounds like is, but what it really sounds like, what you guys keep telling me about why it's wrong to eat eggs, you keep saying you know what happens though. That's basically what you're telling me. If you really think
What
about
do
it,
you mean you know what happens? What do you mean by that?
you're based. So when I buy an egg, you're basically saying, oh, but you know all that bad stuff would happen.
No,
So
no, no,
like you're
no, 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 no,
supporting it,
no,
right?
no, no. What we're saying is just like the reason you said you don't eat meat, right? That you
Yeah.
know that the process entails the harm and suffering of animals. This is paralleled with eggs and milk, the dairy and egg industry, and for the same reason, because it's inherent to these industries that animals will be harmed. You should give those up as well, right? I'm not espousing anything foreign to you. This is your own logic that you're rejecting right now.
No, that's not at all. Because okay, so I really need you to bear with me. So I don't eat meat because, like I said, it is impossible to do it any other way. It is impossible. It is impossible. Get that? Okay, understand that, right? But when it comes to an eggs, it is possible to pick up an egg and bring it to me in a nice way. And you're gonna bring
Okay.
up that whole, but there
What
was formula.
service?
I didn't
No, no,
cause
no.
that though.
No,
You
no.
can't
What
put that on me.
service? How do I do that?
You just pick it up. You just pick up an egg and
From
eat it.
where?
That's literally it.
From where?
You just pick it up. I know you're gonna no, you're gonna go to the point where, but you still buy. That doesn't
Dude,
matter. The
from
fact
no,
that
listen to me. Where do I pick up this egg?
no, you asked me about my logic, and I'm
Listen
trying
to
to
me.
explain to you.
Answer my question. Where do I pick up an egg
But
that is ethical?
you just wherever, no, dude. No, I'm not. No, if you just no. Listen, like this is how I view it. Okay, I'm not gonna answer that question because you keep going
You're
to
being
something else.
dishonest.
That's not.
No, you said
No, dude.
no,
Could
dude.
you just listen?
You've just said you can pick up eggs. Okay. Where do I pick up eggs?
No, you're misconstruing what I mean by can pick up, bro. Like, could you just listen, bro? I always listen to you, bro. Could you just listen to what I'm saying?
Where
Clarify
do
then. You're not. You're like completely
Yeah.
avoiding it. If I misconstrue
I'll
you,
give you an out here. I'll give you
clarify.
an out here, okay? Depending on where you pick up the egg, it matters because that could be an ethical situation or an unethical situation. If you go into the fucking forest and there's like some you confirm that there's like two dead parent birds, right? And they're never
Yep.
coming back to the nest ever because they're both dead. So you go and track down the nest and you find like two red jungle fowl eggs, right? Like original chicken eggs, right? And they're not gonna hatch because there's no one there to like sit on them and shit, right? So they're just gonna rot if you leave them there, right? If you
Yep.
picked up those eggs, there would be nothing wrong with that, right? But we
Yep.
all know that's not a realistic situation. So if you go into the grocery store and buy some eggs and then you put the egg carton in your fridge and then you pick up the egg once you get it home,
Hussein, this guy
right? That's
is
not,
he's I think he's
that's not the
suggesting he
same
like
thing.
sits at home and like door dashes it, and then the door dasher is the one like I think that's what he's like distancing
Yeah,
himself from like the fucking like dude, you're responsible. I don't like this is silly, my guy.
No, it's not. So, like I said, so you guys keep gonna go to the what's it called? The reality of
Dude,
the
stop
situation. I'm
telegraphing
not
it.
talking
Just
about.
talk to us. Like we're not here to have like a motivated conversation. Like, dude, I can hear you're on edge. I don't want you to be. I know I am getting frustrated because this is honestly frustrating. But it's not personal. Like, please relax. Dude, you're welcome here. We want to have this conversation with you. We don't care if you leave it like without having your position changed. Like, this is not a please. Like, I want you to know like you're good. We're good. Like, just listen to us, bro. You keep telling us that you're telegraphing ahead, and it's getting really annoying because we're not, right? We're just talking to you. We are just talking to you. It is a contentious conversation, but we're not interested in like we're not here to win or like prove you wrong, dude. We think you're wrong, but we're not here to prove anything. Just please just talk to us, dude, like normal. But continue.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me clarify. And I know you guys are gonna think this is wacky, but this is how I view it. This is how I view it, right? We're going back to the Uber Eats example because harm is not necessary. And what I mean by necessary is that if it's possible, literally impossible or not. Like I said, if when someone orders on In-N-Out, right, you're basically ordering for like their stomach and stuff like that, right? You have to inflict harm, right? Whereas when it comes to eggs, and I know you guys are gonna say, but you still get it from the grocery store. That's irrelevant. That doesn't matter. What I'm talking about here is that even if it is possible, even in a hypothetical context, that proves that harm is not necessary, and therefore whoever does the harm is
Okay,
the one who's
I'm
responsible. That's
sorry.
how I view it.
Can you flesh it out more? Like, so can you give me an example of when it would be possible?
Like I said, I already explained it where like if you have like eggs, like if you just pick up an egg off the floor, the fact that it can happen that way proves that it's not intrinsic. It doesn't have to be that way. And
Okay,
to
How
me,
did the egg
that's
get on the
okay,
floor?
wait,
No,
wait,
what
no,
are you
no, no,
talking
stop, stop.
about? You
Say it,
can't
please,
ignore
please,
how the
please.
egg
No,
got on
hold
the
up. We
floor.
already explained that, right? So we agree with you. It is then possible, like two parent, just like fucking wild chickens could die. You could find their nest, and you could procure those
yeah.
eggs without harming anybody, right? That we agree.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
is that how you get the eggs that you eat?
No, but you asked me like what's it called? Well, what's
No,
the place
forget
for
that.
that is my
Forget. No, no, please forget the past. Is that how you get the eggs you eat?
no. I'm gonna bring that in because that's what I use to justify. No, I don't. I buy them openly from grocery stores, right? But because, like I said with the Uber Eats example, because it can be done another way, and it's not impossible to do it the nice way, right? I'm gonna keep doing it
Okay.
because, like in the Uber Eats example, no one would say you're responsible
So,
because it could have been done another
okay,
way. That's how I view it.
I'll have you take this because I'm going to blow my top.
What?
This is very
So what happened?
frustrating. Same, please.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, what is
Yeah. So back to the Uber Eats example, right? Because, like you said, because it was not necessary, and now you guys know what I mean by necessary.
no, it is
Impossible.
necessary. That's the thing. Like if you're going to the Uber Eats example, it's still necessary because you can't just pick up the egg off the floor after the Uber Eats guy delivers it and ignore how it got there. You sent a message through your phone app. You sent money to the guy so that he could deliver the money to the cash register to demand eggs. It's the same supply and demand chain, right?
No.
It's like
No. I
it's
meant
like
Uber Eats, like the original one I gave you, bro. The
when
one
you
where like,
wait, say it. When you go to the
yeah,
grocery store and you buy meat off the shelf, right?
yeah,
You're basically hiring a hitman to kill and then deliver a dead body to the grocery store for you. You're asking the grocery store to do that again, right? To
yeah.
replace the meat that you took off of the shelf. When you send a guy from DoorDash to do that for you, you're just paying another fucking hitman to go, or you're paying another delivery guy to go and give the money to the hitman, right? It's just one step removed. It's not that much different. You can't just like ignore the chain, pretend like, oh, this egg just showed up here on my doorstep. No, you know why the egg showed up there on your doorstep. You paid for it, just like how you would pay for it at the grocery store if you went yourself. So you can't just say like it's not intrinsic because you can pick it up off the floor.
No. You
I could
no.
pick meat up off the floor too. I could buy meat at the grocery store, take it home, pick it up off the floor, right? That doesn't
No,
mean
no.
that there's no intrinsic harm to it. Like
What I meant by the
obviously,
Uber Eats example was, remember the one previously I gave you where, let's say you wanted like a cupcake or something, and he brings it to your doorstep, and let's say he hits like cats and dogs or like children on the way to your home, right? That was the example I was talking about. I wasn't talking about like this new example that you brought up. I was talking about like how you even said yourself, you're not responsible because harm is not necessary. You said that yourself, and I totally agree. Harm is not necessary. Just like when it comes to making eggs, all you need to do, and forget about the Uber Eats, like, oh, I'll pay someone to pick it up for me. Well, actually, no, I do that because eggs, you don't have to kill chicks and all that. Exactly like that cupcake Uber Eats example, you don't have to inflict harm. That's
you
why I think
understand
it's
that you
okay.
do though. Like you understand that every time that you pay your DoorDash person to go pick up eggs for you, you're supporting an industry that tortures chickens to death.
But I didn't pay for that though.
Yes, you
That's not
did.
entailed with the egg.
Yes, it's entailed with the industry that you're buying eggs from in the real world. That's what we're talking about.
Wait, so then are you a minimalist? Do you like absolutely abstain from unnecessary hedonistic consumption? Do you impulse buy on Amazon? Oh,
You're clearly not stupid enough for this argument. You know that there's a difference between killing someone and underpaying someone for labor or doing child labor, right? Which is the most that you're gonna get out of me for any of the products that I own, right? Like I own a Mac laptop that I have from like years ago, right?
yeah.
So you know that I didn't pay. I paid for that, right? Because
Yeah.
I wanted a laptop, not because I knew anything about any underpaid labor or anything when it made the
Yeah, and
purchase, right?
why can't I just say the same thing? I paid
Because
Because
for an
you
egg
know. What
because
the
because
fuck are you
because
talking
you
about,
know.
bro? What? You start out this conversation with I know what happens in these industries. What? You can't ignore
yeah,
it.
but he
He
but
didn't
he
know.
knows
He
what
was
happens in the
ignorant. He
industry.
didn't know then when he made the purchase. You make the purchase consciously aware of the practices of these industries. You
Wait, that's not
know,
even the
I know
difference.
you know
That's not
because I
even the
just said
difference.
it to you here.
Wait, pessimist. That's not even the main difference. That is true. Like you make the conscious decision knowing full well what happens in the industry. Or at least you said when you joined the conversation that you do. If you
Yeah.
genuinely don't know the full steps, I'll explain it to you. I'll show it to you. I'll explain everything to you about the egg industry. But like if you already know everything about it, then you already know everything about it. There's nothing left to say about that.
No, yeah, I hear you. Um, no, I just feel like you guys aren't really like understanding where I'm coming from in the sense that
No, we
so
are. You literally just said, why can't I ignore what I know about the practices of these industries and continue buying them? Like
no, I didn't say
you
that. I
no
said that.
no you that's recorded. You said
Yeah.
if I ignore these entailments, therefore, like if I was ignorant to these entailments, it would be okay for me to purchase these eggs. But you're not. You're not.
Wait, Satan. So you're now aware of the bad things that go down in Apple and stuff like that. Are you still gonna buy from them?
No, but not because of those reasons. Mostly for other reasons. That's neither here nor there because my purchase of Apple doesn't kill someone. There's no
Yeah.
entailed process where we cut someone's head off and end someone's life to make a computer. There is
That
that process when you buy animal products. That's what happens to all the egg laying chickens. That's what happens to all the dairy cows. After they get tortured for an entire
yeah.
lifetime, they get their heads cut off.
But no, that's what happens. That's just what happens, right? I didn't. You really telling me when people buy an egg, they're literally saying, "Hey, go out and put this chicken in a blender." You really tell me people like I don't
It has nothing to
believe that at
do with
all.
like
That
what
is
they think is happening.
wait. Yeah, that is what they demand financially, right? Not everyone understands the meat and egg and dairy industry go through a lot of hoops to hide their standard industry practices from people. Most farms are in the middle of fucking nowhere, right? Where people listen to country music and there's big fields and shit, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of space between people so people can have privacy and shit. And the industry has ag gag laws where it's illegal to film inside of slaughterhouses and factory farms. It's illegal. It's actually like depending on how you go about entering some of these facilities, you can be labeled an economic terrorist.
Yeah. Okay.
So the industry goes through great lengths to make sure people don't understand that that's what they're paying for. But yeah, that is what they're paying for, obviously. Otherwise, the industry wouldn't exist. Otherwise, we wouldn't get this footage every single time we go into these slaughterhouses to investigate what's happening. Every time we go into these places, there's never like an ethical egg factory. There's always like torture happening.
So would you? This is just a question. Would you blame anyone for buying products from like Apple, even though they know the process? Would you blame them, even though they're well aware of the bad practices that go into it?
I don't know why you're fixated on Apple.
It's just an example because, like I said, it seems
I
that
don't
the
like
logic.
Apple, but that's not really relevant. Like,
No, okay, no, this is the problem I always had with vegans. They think that their logic, for some arbitrary reason, only applies to the egg industry.
do you
It
understand there's
doesn't.
a difference between slave labor at the very, like, we can steelman you, right? There's a difference between slave labor and killing people for profit, right? Someone could be okay with slave labor, but not okay with killing someone, theoretically. I'm not okay with slave labor, and I have qualms with child. I don't like child labor, and I don't. I think that underpaid labor is not good, but sometimes it's the best that people can get sometimes. So I don't buy Apple products anymore because that company sucks at making software and
Yeah.
they suck at making hardware. So um, yeah, I'm not interested in buying Apple products. I'm not interested in investigating what Apple products are ethical to buy or not. Um, I don't care about Apple.
No.
I do care about killing animals though, for like stupid
Yeah.
taste pleasure reasons where like you eat a meal and then you forget about it the next day. But that was that entire animal's life, right? Like that's something that does matter to me.
Right. No, no. So what I'm hearing from basically like the points you guys are saying, basically, if you really think about it, you guys are basically saying that If when you buy an egg, you know it would happen though. That's basically literally what you guys are saying. You know it would happen though, even though like yeah,
Dude, why are you acting like that
all
is
it
not like a significant thing? It's like like what you're saying is like, dude, like you're saying like if you like paid a hitman, like you would like know like that like they killed somebody, dude. Like that's all you're saying, dude. Like yeah, we're
no
saying
yeah
that yes, you know that you pay for murder. Yes, that's what we're saying, and it's significant. Yes, if it's insignificant to you, cool. It's not a like interesting rhetorical ploy, right? Yes, that's what we're saying to you, and it's significant. We care about like fucking countless baby chickens being macerated to death because an idiot like you wants to eat eggs and wants to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about that I'm literally
chill
referencing
out, bro,
right
dude.
now.
You gotta
You're
chill
really
out, dude.
annoying.
I don't name call you either,
No, you're being really annoying.
dude.
It's not name calling, dude. You support murder and you want to say
You
I
just called me
don't.
an idiot.
You are an idiot. You're being an idiot. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's just descriptive,
Yeah.
right? Like just like you suggested that that you're just saying I support the maceration of baby chickens. Like that's such a big deal, guys, right? Yeah, it's just descriptive, dude. You're an idiot.
Okay. Um, I
Dismissed a
already
little
explained.
heated with you, but I understand why. I mean, you are being like flippantly kind of dismissive of the point that like the reason why do you
Yeah.
do you care about animals? Like that's kind of a relevant question here.
No, I do. It's just the problem. If you're gonna use that, you know what happens to a point. That point could be used to anything basically. You can use that to, you know how if you eat an excess amount of calories, you know animals are harmed there. You know that when you buy stuff like impulse buy stuff on Amazon, you know animals are harmed to bring it to you, right? And you guys are gonna try to muddy the waters, but that's accidental. That doesn't matter. If that was your point, you know what happens though. That can apply to anything. It's universal. Like you can't just, but it's accidental. That doesn't matter. You know what happens though.
Then don't do
Could
those
literally
things
apply
if
to
you
anything.
don't want to. Like you're an
You
independent
do
person.
understand that like
Make your own
no one
decisions.
here is you haven't established that anyone here does anything bad, right, with their purchases, right? You haven't established that.
Wait, so you guys are telling me you
So
guys are minimalists? You guys don't engage in any like impulse buying on Amazon? You guys don't
are you gonna
like,
show me that anything that I've bought on Amazon is actually like bad to support? Because I buy vegan shit. I buy everything that I buy doesn't harm animals, right? And that's like the most harm that people make through their purchases on a regular basis. If we actually like look at the harm that's caused through purchases, animal deaths are going to take up the like what the entirety of the graph, right? It's going to be like 0.0001% of like human issues.
you're telling me there's nothing in the world you do that causes harm to anything. There's nothing at all you do.
I'm
Because
saying that you have yet
most
to
vegans believe
establish
that.
that there's. Give me an example of one thing that I buy that is like supporting slave labor.
Wait, no. Even vegans are able to. I've talked with other vegans and they're able to agree with this. Yeah, I mean, when I take like a trivial trip
Yeah,
to
but
like,
other vegans are gonna like just say like, oh yeah, slave labor is bad. I don't support it, right? But I'm challenging you for because like I'm not other vegans, right? What slave labor shit do vegans support generally?
no, that's why I asked you. You're telling me you really believe that not a single thing you do causes harm to anything at all? You really believe that?
I'm asking you for an example of something. I
Yeah,
don't
so like I
see.
said.
I don't. Yeah, when I buy things, I don't assume child labor is involved in any of it.
So no, so when you buy something on like Amazon or something, you don't assume like an animal or something is hurt. That's not possible.
It's possible accident or something like that. I don't know if I cut it. It's possible accidentally
Again,
through
yeah, you
shipping.
cut out.
Yeah, it's possible accidentally through shipping.
Yeah, it's possible, right? And same thing with like if you take a trip to like I don't know the Grand Canyon or like Santa Fe or something, it's possible that it happened, right?
It's possible that I die on a trip to Santa Fe to go see the Grand Canyon. It's possible I fall into the Grand Canyon and kill myself,
Yeah, and it's
right?
possible that like
It's
what you
possible
call it?
that
Yeah.
I trip and I fall and I push someone else in, and then I'm charged with murder, right? There's a lot of things that are possible, right? I don't care. Like that's not really the chances of something happening are much more. If you can show that there's a high chance of something happening, that would be relevant. But just because something is possible, it doesn't matter.
No, so
Doesn't mean
wait, so
it's
you
gonna happen. Like it's probably very likely it won't happen
that
in a
high
lot of these
traffic
cases.
volume in Amazon, you're telling me you don't believe that it's possible that animals are run over or like pesticides used because you know that happens though, right? And I'm willing to bet you
I'm
don't
sure
eat
it
like
happens, but
cows.
like, are you gonna be able to show that it happens with my packages?
No. So like let's say you eat like an excess amount of calories, right? You know that like pesticides and all that stuff, right? Like, you know, there's harm there, right?
to bugs, to insects.
And small rabbits and fish and birds and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah.
Yeah, so why are you not morally like responsible to like eat like the bare minimum if that's the logic you're gonna put forward against me?
Well, vegans have solutions for plant agriculture, right? There's advocacy movements for different systems of plant agriculture. They're moving. Well, actually, they're some of them are already quite successful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, vegans don't like animal crop deaths.
Yeah,
Try
but
and
it still
vote.
happens though, right? It still happens though. Like you guys told that to me. It still happens, right?
Yeah, so
So
humans
how are
need
you
to
not
eat something,
responsible for that?
correct?
But how are you not responsible? Well, no, I know, I get it. You have to eat something, but you don't have to eat like 3,000 calories, like 2,500 calories. You have like how are you not compelled to eat like the bare
Yeah, you
minimum?
kind of you kind of do in order to have like a quality life.
No, I know, but like so that means that if you eat like excess, something unnecessary, which is what vegans always espouse, it's unnecessary to eat eggs and stuff like that, right? That means that even if like so let's say you like to snack or something, that means you're morally culpable for like the small rabbits and like the insects and stuff that hurt. I mean, that's the logic you're using against me.
Yeah, you're also responsible for those things, but for larger, much larger amounts because you have to feed animals for like 5 years to fatten them up before you kill them and get like a small amount of calories back. So you kill way more animals with pesticides and shit than vegans do. And again, vegans have solutions to plant agriculture. So I don't know what you're getting at here.
Wait, so but no, like I said, so what you said before to me previously with eggs is that hey, you know what happens though. Hey, you know it's unnecessary to eat eggs and all that stuff, and you know that in the process there's harm, right? You can apply that to the crops. That means that, and you're gonna say, but you have to eat something. I get that, but let's be honest, most people are not counting their calories to the bare minimum that they need. They're not counting it to the dot. They're
Yeah, why
snacking.
would you do that? That sounds like shit. That sounds like you would not have a very good quality of life.
That's exactly the point. You use that logic against me. Like I said, you know what happens. There's harm in the process, and you know it's unnecessary to eat eggs. I could just turn that around on you. Those 3 points you
Wait,
brought
the
You
up.
understand
difference.
it's not intrinsic harm and that it's accidental harm, first of all, genuine accidental harm, unlike the animal products industry. And second,
Yeah,
it's humans have to eat something, right? And you also eat plants as a meat eater, right?
I'm
So
not a meat eater.
everything
Oh, you
when
meant like you in general.
you actually when you consume like dairy and things, like those animals eat for even longer, right? So you consume even more calories than plants.
Right.
So the animal crop deaths that you're talking about, right? Just so you understand, 78% of the land on Earth that is farmland that humans use for farming is 78% of it is animal feed. The farmers plant the seeds in the soil at the beginning of the season, and they already know who they are going to send it to. They're going to send it to the animal feed companies, who then distribute it across the world. There's an entire industry in the underdeveloped countries, right,
Yep.
where they grow a bunch of grain, a bunch of tofu, a bunch of corn, and then they ship it to other more developed countries so that they can feed it to dairy cows and to chickens and to pigs and stuff, so that they can have an animal products industry with factory farms and shit.
Right.
So
Okay.
all of the pesticide deaths that you're talking about, right? Those are overwhelmingly happening in order to feed the billions of land animals that humans farm every year. So like the vegans are eating like a small percentage of the those edible crops, right? And vegan products are generally more ethically sourced than non-vegan products to begin with. Yeah, like everything you're saying here, I concede there is some amount of death that vegans are responsible for, but non-vegans are responsible for way, way, way more, exponentially more, through
Right.
the metrics that you're describing.
Wait, so
So
I guess I don't think you guys will understand each other, but I mean, let me just say this. So, like, I'll give you a closing statement as well, I guess. But this is how I view it. So, vegans, the ones that I've talked to, and it sounds like what you guys are saying this to me, like right now, right, is that you guys say it's wrong to eat eggs for three reasons, three axioms, basically wrong. It's unnecessary. In the process of production, there's harm, right? And what's it called? What's the other one? Uh, you know what happens though, right? That logic, don't try to, so if those are your three reasonings for why like eggs are wrong to eat, that logic doesn't just apply to eggs. It applies to movies, excess calories. It applies to oil. It applies to internet use. It applies to
Yes.
like wars and stuff. Yeah. So I'm just saying is that like if you're really gonna believe that, then you're obligated to be a minimalist, and I don't believe that, which is why I'm like I said, I don't buy
That's
that.
not the principle. That you're misunderstanding the principle. Like that's not correct. The principle has to do with animal rights. That's what veganism is about. Veganism is about respecting animals enough to not inflict harm on them or kill them or violate their right to life or to just inflict suffering on them for no good justifiable reason, right? Like for example, like self-defense would be fine, but like generally
But yeah,
speaking, we should just be leaving animals alone. That's the idea.
no, yeah,
So
I see, I get that, yeah. But like I
the
said, is that
principle isn't one of minimalism, right?
no, 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 yeah,
The principle is like we're fully justified in having crops, and there's a small amount of animal deaths that are probably justified because we need to protect those crops from animals just like eating them, right? But there is also issues with the way that farmers are just in some cases indiscriminately murdering animals on their farms because they're too lazy to take precautions, right? To reduce the amount of animals that would be a threat in the area. So vegans have solutions for those like for those situations, right? We want to have a world where things move in that direction, and things are kind of moving in that direction. But that only moves forward as
yep,
the animal products industry weakens, right? Like the what has to happen first is that people need to stop in en masse eating as much meat, and that kind of is happening. Like veganism is only growing, right, every year in terms of numbers. So there's less and less people that are consuming these things, and some of like the dairy industry isn't doing too well because a lot of people like drink plant milks like soy milk and almond milk and stuff. But like
yep.
really, before plant agriculture can be addressed fully, animal agriculture has to be addressed first.
No, let me. Yeah, I no, I hear you. I 100% agree with you. But like I said, you brought up necessary. I know it is necessary to eat. It's unnecessary to eat like 3,000, 4,500 calories, right? It's necessary to buy like a phone or something, right? It's unnecessary to buy Apple Watches, AirPods, freaking Samsung TVs and all that stuff, right? I understand when you told me about
It's
we're justified. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not about necessity. It's about rights. When we talk about humans and the right to life for humans, we talk about necessary harms, right? In the
yeah.
same context, right? When if I come at you with a knife and I'm like ready to stab you, right? You're justified in killing me because that was a necessary harm. But if I have my back turned from you and I just said like I don't like you, and then you take out a gun and you shoot me in the back while I'm like turned away and I'm not a threat to you, right? That would not be a necessary harm. That would be unnecessary. You understand what that means in the context of humans, but for some reason, when we talk about animals, you think, oh, necessary. Oh, you think that like what's necessary is what matters, right? No, like the rights are what matters, right? The principle of the right to life is what matters.
No, no, I see what you're trying to say. No, no, no. I don't think that my logic arbitrarily just like will change because of animals. No, no. So let me answer a question. So if you were to tell me, hey, what's it called, Sage? You know that when you buy iPhones, like, and they use child slaves, and you know when like you go to the movies, right? They use there's sexual abuse that happens and all that. All that happened to get you that movie. And I would say, I know, I'm fully aware. I'm gonna keep doing it. And then you let's go up a notch, right? You know that when you buy eggs, like you know all that harm happens too. And I say, I know, but I'm gonna keep doing it because, like I said, like multiple times now, but you guys are gonna come at me again. Um, all that was really not necessary to do. It really wasn't. But like I said, for some reason, you guys think like you guys gave me the three core axioms if you think about it. It's unnecessary. You don't there's harm in the process of production, and you know what happens though. I mean, really, that
Wait, no, no.
logic does
The third
not.
one is the harm is inherent to the process. You can add a fourth one if you want. You can, but the third one you just mentioned is not that important.
What's it called?
The fact that you're
Inherent to
aware
the
is
process.
trivial. It's very trivial. We know you're aware.
Yeah. So it's inherent to the process, right? No, yeah, I see that, but it's like I said, the way I define it, this is how I define it, but and remember the divide between me and that is that's I don't view it between like animals and humans. No, I don't view that at all. I just view what's consumer responsibility and what's industry responsibility. Like which is why I brought up that cupcake Uber Eats example, you know, where
Okay,
the
dude.
guy like hits
I want
the
to offer
car.
a hypothetical. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
So you live in a world where like everybody has like low emotional maturity, and there are these businesses where you can like phone them up and be like, hey, like my mom really like pissed me off. Um, can you like take
Mhm.
care of her? And then they like send a hitman and he like murders her, right? What, what,
Wait, you cut out. You cut out, bro.
where'd I cut out? Sorry, when did I cut out?
Just repeat yourself because you cut out. I don't know
Sure,
if
sure,
everyone
sure,
else
sure.
heard
There's a
that.
hypothetical world, right? Where you can hire a hitman to kill anybody and it's legal. Okay.
Hmm.
Do you have any objections to this? Like if I like called up this the hitman service and was like, hey, murder my mom. Do you see any issues with that? And I just
I
paid them.
do because
Okay.
no, yeah, I do because like I said, I don't believe legality is what determines right and wrong. But like I
Yeah, no
said,
problem.
in order to fulfill that request, you have to. It is impossible not to inflict harm. Keyword impossible. And you guys even agreed with me that it's possible. Oh yeah, I mean it's possible to get an egg, just pick it up, or like in the wildlife habitat. Keyword, it is possible to do it another way. But the area the hypothetical you just put, it is impossible to fulfill that request without hurting her. That's the divide. That's where I see it. That's how I view it.
Oh, okay.
So I
No
mean,
problem.
yeah, which is why I don't
So
eat meat.
listen, he won't murder my mom. He'll euthanize her in her sleep.
It doesn't matter. That's still harm. She has a will to live. I don't view harm as like hedonism, how most people do. I view it as it's beyond like pleasure and pain. I'm not. I don't view it that way.
Why should I respect somebody's will to live? My mom's in this hypothetical.
I mean, I can't convince you of that. That's just how I view it. I mean, I guess you were trying to like bend my arm to get something out of me, but like I said, that's where
No,
I draw the line.
I'm
So
trying to, no, no, this is an intuition pump. I'm trying to understand, like, I'm trying to like illuminate your
yeah.
position more to you. I'm not trying to bend your arm, right? So, like, you're being dishonest. Like, why do you hold this position? Why do you think that, like, that somebody has the right to like live just because they want to? You're saying it. Are you saying
Well,
you can't support something you just said?
but no, I don't mean they have a right to. I don't know where you're going at with this. Like, are you trying to go into like some like meta stuff or something? Because I mean,
Dude, stop
I
telegraphing
answered
and
the
just
question.
talk. This is getting really annoying. I hate that you do this. Just answer my questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said it's still
Okay.
wrong even if you euthanize her, wherein she's not like being brutally murdered because she has the right to live, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
No, not the right to live. She has the will to live. She wants to live.
Okay, why should I respect that? Why should that business respect that?
Would you? I don't. Uh, because they should. I don't know what you're trying to get at. Like, what do I need to say that will
Dude,
convince
it
you? I
doesn't
don't know where you're trying to
no,
go.
dude, stop. Like I don't know how you don't understand that you're like shooting yourself in the foot with your behavior. Stop telegraphing. I'm not trying to do anything. Just talk to me. You'll realize through experience, right? Go through the conversation and you'll be like, "Oh, this was the point of this." Okay? Answer my questions.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
should it matter that they're disrespecting her will to live?
Because it's wrong. She's a conscious creature. She
Dude, she's
wants. She has her own
unconscious. She's
experience.
unconscious.
No, what? No, she's still alive. What do you mean? When you sleep, you're still alive. You know that,
Okay,
right?
we'll put her in a coma.
What? I don't know where. How does that relate to the
Just
animal
stop. Just
agriculture
stop.
industry?
Just stop. Just
Where would you
answer
go
the
with that?
questions.
Okay.
It's hypothetical. Like it's very
Okay.
abstract. Like you can't get like plain English like when we explain it to you. So this might work. Just answer. You're not helping.
Okay.
So she's unconscious now.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Is her heart still beating?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she's alive. She still is entitled to life. Yeah.
Yeah, like what is this entitlement? Like who's like endowing this to her?
I don't like I said. What do you want me to say that will convince you? I
I
really don't
don't
know where
want
you're
you
going.
like I don't care what you say. I want you to give me your answer. Like I don't. Why do you not understand this? Are you? I, okay, we need to learn more about
I
shared
already did.
thinking.
Yeah.
Huh?
Second.
Yeah, you already did. Like I'm still investigating, right? You said like if she's just entitled to it, why?
I don't know. I personally believe you shouldn't mess with like I don't know, like directly mess with like people like I mean, would I kill a woman who's unconscious, is in a coma and all that stuff? No, because it's like she wants to live, a will to live. Uh, she she's a conscious being. I don't. I mean, yeah.
That's it.
I mean, well, yeah. I guess, yeah.
So individuals who have a will to live and are conscious beings deserves to have their rights respected, the right, like these rights or these values, and always, like we should never infringe upon those rights.
Not to be like killed. Yeah. I mean, I see that. Yeah.
Okay, so why are you supporting the egg industry?
Because you don't have to kill them. In the example you gave
Yes, you
me, like
do.
a hitman and stuff like that.
Yes, you do.
No, you.
So like
We've been over this, bro.
listen. So
Yeah.
uh, just like there's no way to kill somebody ethically in the hitman world, right? There's like you're not picking up eggs off the floor, right? So I don't know what like are you like I'm concerned for you, right? Why do you care about possibility when regardless of possibility, you're necessitating the infringement of rights of individuals who are conscious and have the will to live. You say that that's wrong. You're contradicting yourself.
So okay, I mean, okay, let me answer that. So, chicks, like chickens and all that, when they lay eggs and all that stuff, and cows, they don't care if you take their products. They really don't care. Like, they don't fight you. They don't cry out
No,
in pain.
sure,
They don't
let's
do any of that
I
stuff.
don't even care. So
Yeah.
what about their products, the
It's definitely not.
chicks and the babies? What about their interests? That's who we're concerned with, right?
Uh,
The babies being macerated, right? The male calves who sometimes get killed upon birth, right? What about their interests? They have the will to live and they're conscious beings. Why should they be infringed upon?
do you need to do that to get the milk? No, you don't. You just need to put your hand on another and squeeze.
Sure, but you're not paying for a farm where that's the case, right? You're paying for a farm where you do need to do that, right? It's inherent to their business model.
But no, no, you're changing it to something else. You asked me what about their rights, but I'm not causing that. The industry is causing that.
No, you're
That's
demanding for that to happen. You're not.
when you
If
give a
there's a
demand
cause
for
to
something.
change. Wait, okay, so when you
Well,
get
hold
wait,
on.
hold on, wait, when you demand an egg from the factory farming industry, do you think that like magically that they're like, oh, like let me just like walk away from the this like fucking like torture factory and like walk out into the woods and like pick up a random random egg and like put this in the conveyor belt? Like no, like it's always going to be an egg that is like your demand is met as a result of like maceration and these chickens living in destitution. Um,
Um, dude, you know when you give a demand for something, you are asking for um the things that are necessary to bring you that item. You're not asking for every single thing that an industry could do in the act of bringing you that item. You know that, right?
uh,
Like in the Uber Eats example, you didn't ask for him to kick a child in the face. You didn't ask him to run over a kid with a car. All you did was ask for the cupcake. All I did was ask for an egg.
okay,
Anything else that happens to those animals is out of my control.
sure.
Like
Let's
that's the
awesome,
divide we
awesome,
have.
awesome. Let's use
Right.
hitman hypothetical as an intuition pump again, right? So um, let's say I have um, right. So you can make the same argument, right? Like I this hitman company could either like euthanize my mom or they could like brutally murder her. I'm not responsible for the methods in which uh, that happens, right? But
Wait, why do you keep going there? I already
because
don't eat
listen,
meat, bro. You have to
shut
impose
up.
harm.
Answer
That's the
my
difference, okay?
questions. Stop wondering why I'm doing what I'm doing and respond to what I'm doing. Like, please just be normal and have a conversation with me, right? So in the hypothetical, when there's there's a business that you can hire hitmen from, like there could be a litany of different businesses of this nature that exist. Some could like come and like inject somebody with like euthanasia drug while they're sleeping, and some could like come and like hack your mother to death, right? So are you saying like it's all the same just because like it could be better, right? So like if like so basically what you're saying to me is like because it's possible uh, that there's a business that could do like the least amount of harm, or well, I guess like in this case just the least amount of harm. that then it doesn't matter if I like go to another one where where they like hack my mom to death. Like if I chose that versus the one where they like peacefully euthanize her in her sleep, it's no difference because it's possible for for them to do the best, right? Like to do better than hacking her to death, right? So it doesn't really
No,
matter. That's what you're
I don't
saying.
view it that way.
That's what okay.
No, because I
So what's
don't eat
different?
meat. I don't, like I said, I don't eat meat. It is impossible to get meat without inflicting harm. And I already answered the question for you when it came to
Dude, no, it's
the mom
not. No, it's
hypothetical,
not. No,
like the
it's not.
hitman.
No, it's
It is
not. No, it's not. No, it's
impossible.
not. No, it's not. Listen,
What do you mean?
you can eat like an animal that
What?
dies naturally. It requires no harm. It's not impossible. It's the same as eggs. Like you're being dishonest. That's what I'm trying to enlighten you about.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with people eating roadkill. What do you mean?
So it's not impossible.
Yeah, yeah, no, but like as it
No,
is
you're
today in the
saying, dude, you
industry,
just
like
said,
when you buy,
listen, listen,
yeah,
listen, listen to me. You said you don't eat meat because it is impossible to procure meat without supporting the industry, which then supports this fucking like suffering factory, right? That's not the
yeah,
case.
yeah, but the source is different. Like one is a animal that's already dead, and one that's alive. The one that you get from the store is alive, and they have to kill the animal, and the roadkill is already dead. So like it's a false equivalency.
Exactly. You're making a false equivalency because it doesn't matter that it's possible that like an egg can appear on the ground and you can pick it up, right? Because it's the case that you pay for fucking factory farm chickens and eggs as a result of that.
Right.
Like you're using the
Um,
baseline as something that does not exist, that you do not interact with. You
right.
go to the
Okay.
grocery store and buy your eggs. You have never picked
Yeah.
up a fucking ethical egg off of the floor, right? So it doesn't matter that that is possible. You're not doing that. You aren't. You're doing much worse. You pay for factory farm chickens. Like, watch these videos we've linked to you if you think you're being honest and say that that is fine because they could do differently. Sure, they could do differently. They aren't. And you're demanding that they keep doing what they are. I don't, I, you should bear witness to it if nothing else comes out of this conversation.
No, I mean, like I said, like when I buy an egg, or
Okay,
look,
no
I
problem. Do
this
you
is
mind
me. No problem.
watching? It's a 1 minute video. Do you mind watching chicks be macerated and say that that's fine because the industries could do better? Like I would appreciate it if you could do that because it would prove to me that like you're being consistent and honest. That it's just like your indifference about this. It's hard to believe.
I mean, no, I already answered the question.
No,
Would
no,
I
no, no, no,
buy?
no, no, no. Answer this
Hold
one.
on.
Can you watch this
What?
video? It's a 1 minute video. I tagged you in the side chat. Can you watch this and
Yeah.
then affirm that that is okay because hypothetically these industries could be better?
I already know what happens in the egg industry, so
Can
you
you no
basically
no no?
have your
Can you
answer.
just watch it? Right? Have you seen baby chicks be macerated en masse?
Yeah, like I said, I know what happens, but
Have you
like I
seen
said, I didn't
it?
ask
Have
for
you
any of that.
seen it?
Yeah, I know what happens. Yeah,
You've watched these videos.
not those videos, but I know what happens. What difference does it make?
So you haven't seen it. I'm not
Dude,
saying
it doesn't matter. I know it
sure.
happens,
Do you
bro.
mind watching?
I know what happened. Huh?
Do you mind watching a 1 minute video and then saying that you're okay with it? Because it's what you pay for.
Dude, I know what happens. What do you mean?
Do you
Yeah.
mind answer my question? Do you mind watching a 1 minute video that depicts to you the process which you demand and says okay because it could be better in some hypothetical magical world? Do you mind watching this video?
Yeah.
You mind?
I don't know, bro. If you want to watch the video, then yeah, bro. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I'll
sure.
just I'll put it in the YouTube activity. We can watch it together.
No, I know what happened, dude. Like, I don't know
You
what.
don't mind?
This is why I
We
always
can
ask
watch
you,
it
like,
together. We can watch it together. It's a one
no,
minute
hold
video.
on. Bro, I'm not gonna watch it, bro. I know what happens. Jeez, you
Why
always
don't you want
push
to
stuff.
watch
You
it?
always try.
No, I'm asking you a
I know
question.
what.
I'm requesting your consent, right?
No, I'm not gonna watch it. I know
How come?
what happens. What more do you want from me? That's why I always ask you questions. What more do you want from me? You keep always trying to
You
get me to
have
go
it.
somewhere. I give you an answer. I always give you an answer, and you say, "Oh, that's not good enough." What else? Like, well, I don't know what you want me to say to you, bro.
Just answer my
What else do
questions.
you want me to
So
say?
how come? Why don't you want to watch it?
Dude, I don't care enough, bro. Like what?
Okay, good. You don't care. That's your reason.
You could show me. Hold on, no,
That's a
let's
real
up the ante
reason,
here. You
right?
could show me what
No, no,
happened.
that's a
Hold on, you
real
could show
reason,
me.
right? You just don't
That's fine.
care.
Yeah.
You just don't care about the suffering of baby chicks that get cooked
That's
to
an
death.
emotional.
As
That's an emotional argument. I already gave you my reasoning, bro. I already gave you
no, no, no,
reasoning.
no.
We
It
can.
has nothing to do with emotion. I am describing your position. That is the case. You just said I don't care.
No, that's not my position. What? Where's the other guy? Where'd the other guy go? What's it called? Satan, I guess.
Dude,
Dude,
I've been here the
we had a
whole
freaking
time.
hour
Listen,
long.
listen. No, no, no. Yeah, and now we're like fucking uncovering how you actually feel. You just don't care about these like the suffering of
Dude,
these individuals, and that's like
dude, you have
who
crowd
cares?
rule on your side, bro. I know what you're doing. You're trying to poison the well here, bro.
No, dude.
I already laid
What
out
you're
arguments,
doing
bro.
is motivated reasoning. It's why you keep trying to telegraph this conversation, and it's really bad rhetorically to keep saying you think you know what I'm doing, right? Because it shows that like you're interested in like the fucking optics of this debate. I don't care. I'm being honest.
Optics? Optics? What'd you say?
So you don't care. Well, why is that why is that not true descriptively? You just said it. This is being recorded.
It's fine. It's being recorded. Yeah, no, I can tell you guys are probably gonna
No,
probably
no, no,
laugh
no.
at me
I
or
know it's
whatever.
fine. But
Probably.
you just said
Yeah.
I'm like contradicting your position. You just said you don't care, right? Why is that not true?
That's fine. I don't know what you want me to say, bro.
Why am I wrong in saying that you just said that you don't care? Do you care about these
No,
individuals and their suffering?
no, I just said is I don't will care enough to watch the video, bro. I know what happens. So yeah. What more do you want from me?
I guess that's enough. Did you have any more
They want you
questions?
to watch the video.
No, it's fine. They don't have to watch the video. I'm not gonna force them to. But did you have any more questions?
What, me
Yeah.
or anyone else? No. I mean, I'm just saying. This whole time we talked past each other. So I mean,
No,
yeah,
we didn't. But it's been cool.
yeah. We literally did, bro. So I mean,
Mhm.
that's fine. I mean, I don't know if you guys are gonna ban me after this or something or whatever. I
Nope.
mean,
You're
it's fine.
welcome in this
Nah.
community, despite being sort of unreasonable. But thank you for the conversation. Like
What?
you can stick
So how
around
this
and
is
do
being
whatever you want.
recorded?
Huh?
So how this is being recorded? You guys are gonna make memes out of me, huh?
No. This has been a really mundane conversation, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh?
Okay. I guess. No. I mean, does anyone else have any
Like
questions or
why do
what?
you think we're like out to get you, dude? It's kind of it makes me sad that you think this of us.
Well,